Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. Our first story, as I bash the microphone on you. Our first story is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Purchasing My Stepdaughter's New Phone? I'm a 45-year-old male, and my wife, a 46-year-old female, got married in December of 2019. I have a daughter, Cheryl, a 16-year-old female, with my ex-wife. My ex-wife passed away when my daughter turned 2. My wife has a daughter with her ex, Natalie, a 17-year-old female. Her ex-husband decided that he did not want to be a part of Natalie's life. Natalie thinks that I will abandon her like her father did, but I promised her that I was here for her for the long run. Natalie and Cheryl get along okay. Natalie works part-time at a local chain. For Cheryl's recent birthday, I bought her a PlayStation 5 and a few games. For Natalie's, I bought her a brand new iPhone and some clothes. She broke the phone and we got her a new one through the warranty. Natalie has claimed on multiple times that I favor my daughter over her, which is untrue. Natalie came home from school and shows us that she has a broken phone. It was completely smashed and we asked what happened. She tells us that there's a new TikTok trend going around where people smash their phones and then they are rewarded with a new one. My wife and I looked at her and told her that we did not have a new phone to give her. Natalie freaked out and started screaming at us. My wife told her to go to her room and stay there the rest of the night. My wife's parents called a few hours later, calling me a horrible stepfather and showing favoritism between the kids. Am I a jerk for not purchasing my stepdaughter a new phone? Well, what do you folks think? Jerk? Not the jerk? All of the above? None of the above? I don't think that OP is a jerk in this situation. It doesn't necessarily sound like OP is favoring one daughter over the other. I just think that it happens to be one of these situations where the daughter did something dumb. She destroyed some of her property and now she wants OP to pay for it. And when he didn't do that, when he didn't just immediately acquiesce to her unreasonable demand, she's like, oh no, you don't love me as much, which is just complete nonsense. It sounds like OP's doing a really good job to try and incorporate them both into this. So, OP, anyhow, take care and good luck. For intentionally smashing it, are you kidding me? I would tell Natalie that she can have a new phone when she buys it herself. Addendum, not the jerk. Thanks for reminding me, everyone. I didn't even notice I forgot to give a judgment. And OP replies, she does have a part-time job that she works after school. Yeah, I don't get the grandparents. She intentionally smashed her own phone. Not only would I be mad, but I would also be very concerned I would be very concerned that I was raising some kind of idiot. Alright, our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for refusing to be my best friend's maid of honor after she told my fiancé that they are not invited to the wedding? I've been dating my fiancé for 10 years and we're expecting a baby which is due in March. We hope to elope before the baby arrives for legal reasons, but we'll do it in January, so we'll be able to organize a small party for family and close friends. No more than 20 people. My best friend and her future husband will be invited though. So, straight to the point. My best friend is getting married in a month. She's been with her fiancé for a year and they got engaged within 6 months. Personally, I think that's a bit rushed, in my opinion, but it's her life. If she believes that this is the right man, then this is her decision. Once they got engaged around April, she asked me to be her maid of honor. She then started telling me about her plans, about how she plans on inviting a huge number of people and having a huge celebration with over 200 guests. Vaccination rates are very high in my country, and most restrictions are eased since the cases are also very low. Naturally, I assumed that my fiancé would be invited. My best friend has known him for 10 years, and they're also friendly. Most of our friends are married, so their spouses get an automatic invite. I assume my fiancé would be invited too, but my best friend decided to notify me that he is not invited. Literally yesterday during a chat that we had, and I told her about the suit that my fiancé bought. She told me, I never told you that X is invited though. I asked her what she meant by that, and she said that only married and long-term couples are invited to the wedding. married and long-term couples. I reminded her that I'm engaged to the man, that we're expecting a kid together, and that I've been with him for 10 years. We're also planning to get an elopement in the next few months. She objected and said that she didn't invite him because she doesn't see our relationship as valid if it took us this long to make our relationship legal, and how, if we've been waiting 10 years to take the next step, then our relationship bond is probably not that strong. Not strong at all. Told her that it's not her decision to make, and she doesn't get to decide whether my relationship is valid or not. She insisted that her decision, and she'll not invite him. I decided who comes and who doesn't, and since I don't think your relationship is as strong as it should be, you may break up soon, and I don't want an ex existing in my wedding pictures. Accept it or leave it, I'm in no mood to deal with that drama. Oh yeah, OP's the one that's creating drama here. I told her that she's being ridiculous, assuming that we might break up based on her bizarre belief, and remind her that we've been together for 10 years while she's been with her man less than a year, and she is ridiculous for thinking that she can decide who's serious and who isn't. I told her that I'm dropping the maid of honor role because I refuse to be disrespected like that, and told her that she can search for someone new to torture, but not me. Our mutual friends have told me that I'm the jerk for dropping out of the wedding, and that I should respect the bride's decision. I respect it, but I won't be a part of it. Am I the jerk?
Not the jerk.
Amber says not the jerk. I say not the jerk. OP, this is absolutely ridiculous. There is no world under which she's being reasonable here. Plain and simple. She suddenly gets to be the arbiter of what a valid relationship is or not. No, OP, you don't have to deal with that. I would get out of this Bridezilla situation as fast as possible and stick with that commitment. Don't be dragged back into the maid of honor role. It'll only probably go downhill from there. I've read enough Am I the Jerk stories to know that this is the start of something far worse. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk. Holy cow, that's a Bridezilla and a terrible friend. Like seriously, who does that to your supposedly best friend? Honestly, after that kind of disrespect, I'm surprised that you're still going to the wedding. And OP replies, I don't think I'll be going after this. If I go, I'll attend for a couple hours and then leave. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Telling My Dad About My Finances? Hi everyone, I'm a 25-year-old male and I recently hit FIRE. I have no idea what FIRE is. When I was 18, my dad told me to leave the house because there can only be one man in the house. That's what he said. So when he kicked me out, I needed money. I got a job and started working my job, which was a minimum wage, and I was using the money towards starting an e-commerce business. While I was working on the business, I also worked my 9-to-5 job. And after work hours, I'd work on the business. My dad basically went like no contact with me and made the whole family cut ties with me, which was terrible. Yeah, that is terrible. Finally, when I was 23, my business became successful and I was able to quit my job and work on my business full time. And there's this new company, I'll give it fake names, let's call it Globex or something. Globex is a new media company and they have a website that posts stock economic news daily. My dad loves following stock news and so he reads Globex every day. Recently, an article by Globex had been done. A journalist from Globex had reached out to me and wanted to make a story/article about how I hit FIRE at such a young age. Apparently, my dad was scrolling on Globex, such a weird name, and the article popped up and he saw the article and he called me and told me that he was mad at me and said that I'm a jerk because I didn't provide any money to him and I'm a son and I should send him money monthly because that's what a good son does. And he wants access to my bank accounts and all. He also told me that I'm responsible for the household and should provide financially. Am I the jerk for not telling him about my finances? OP, there's one response that you should have done. You should have said, oh, I'm sorry, there's only enough room in your house for one man. And that's you, and so you need to support your own household, Dad. Or former dad. No, OP, I don't think that you're the jerk in this situation. He disowned you, basically, and basically caused the family to cut ties with you. That's not a good family. Like, he wasn't supporting you. He wasn't there helping you build your business. You did this all on your own. So no, you don't have any obligation at all. Just tell your dad that Brian says you don't owe him any money. I'm sure he'll accept that. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk. Hey, if there can only be one man in the house, he doesn't need a second man paying the bills, right? I love how that matched exactly what I was saying. There can only be one. And now I want to watch The Highlander. All right, our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to Give My Daughter Her Old Room Back? I'm the father of two, Natalie, age 24, and Jonathan, age 17. Jonathan had mobility issues throughout his childhood, and it got worse as he grew up. He became full-time wheelchair user 2 years ago after he had a serious accident that left him in a worse state than he was before. Natalie moved out for college at the age of 18 and then moved in with her now ex-boyfriend. Now I need to mention that because Natalie is my oldest, she had the bigger room in the house. Jonathan had the smaller room, which was fine by him, but now it's different. With the major change in his life and needing a wheelchair to move around, I have considered to move him into Natalie's old room that she hasn't used in years. I first called her to let her know, and she gave me the green light to go ahead and do what's best for her brother to make his life easier. I renovated it and added things to accommodate Jonathan's needs, and it cost money. Remember, that was almost 2 years ago. A few days ago, Natalie called saying that she had a huge fight with her now ex after she caught him with someone and was staying the night at a hotel. We talked a little and she asked me to empty her bedroom and to move Jonathan back into his old room because she wanted hers back and said it'd be cool if her mom and I prepare it when she moves back in with us. I was taken aback completely. I said, I can't move Jonathan out since he needs the room. I explained that he needs the space to move around freely, but she said it's her room no matter how many years she's been away from home. I called her unreasonable and reminded her that she said that I could give the room to Jonathan, but she said that she wants it and expects to have it back now. And by this reasoning, if you had sold the house, she would be banging on the door to the new owners being like, I demand to use my room. This was my room at one point in time. We went back and forth on the issue and I refused to give it back to her. She threw a fit saying that I should be supporting her and giving her shelter in this hard time. And I replied, I know that she's struggling and she's welcome to come, but the room was off limits. She got more upset saying that I was favoring Jonathan over her and got my wife feeling guilty, saying that she will be staying at a hotel till we tell her that her room is ready for her, which I decided to do and said that she could stay there then. This morning I found out my wife's been sending her money to pay for the hotel stay and that she's been telling the family that I'm keeping her out of the house. In my defense, I told them that Natalie wants the room, but Jonathan needs it, and I already spent the money to renovate it. So, folks, what do you think? Jerk? Not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
Amber says not the jerk. I say not the jerk, and here's the thing. Natalie is being an entitled, spoiled brat. She does not need this room, and your wife's enabling her bad behavior by sending her money to the hotel. Plain and simple. You're not being a jerk. This is a completely unreasonable demand. She wants to use her old bedroom, but it's not her room anymore. It's Jonathan's room. And she can either move back in with you or she can find her own place to stay. Plain and simple. And I know that things are hard on her with her ex having cheated on her and whatnot, but that doesn't mean that she gets to act this way. It doesn't mean she gets to act like an entitled brat just because she's having a rough time. So yeah, anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, and what in the world with your wife, too? She's throwing you under the bus because you want your son to live comfortably? Your daughter and wife need a serious reality check, or a heart check. Make sure they still have them. And now we know why the daughter feels so entitled. Her mom. She's 24. Can't she support herself? So, not the jerk. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. And if you didn't, Didn't consider giving me a dislike. I just lost my train of thought there for a second. I was like thinking, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna mess up my lines here, and then I messed up my lines. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I guess I'll see you all tomorrow.